Hello, hello, and welcome. Well, my name is Marilyn Caporini, and you are going to be watching episode number 5 of 12 episodes that is entitled, When You Know Better, We Can Do Better. So, today's episode is entitled, Dying by Plastic. We all know that plastic is a detriment to our environment. We know it's not good. We know it's a problem. So, just some highlights on that is this. I had the opportunity to listen to a Harvard grad on the topic of plastic being a problem. And it all started in the 1950s where the companies got together and said that garbage is your future. So they chose to begin a single-use product theme for their future of business. Well, they've done it. And people now are polluting everywhere because single-use products. So what has happened over all the years is disposable culture has been created. Basics of convenience is what we're all used to. But the wastefulness is like a blink of an eye. So in 2018, we all saw the viral video that saw the turtle with the straw lodged up his nose. Well, that started a movement that swept across America, swept across through legislation and corporations volunteering and participating to help stop this plastic environment situation. Well, what happened also in 2018 is that up until then, China was taking all our recyclable products. Well, in 2018, they decided to decline our recycling infrastructure. They decided to decline taking our recyclables. And so the problem with that is that America does not have the infrastructure put together for our recyclables. So now 91% of all of our recyclables is going into landfills. So, and the other thing that's a real problem is that plastic never biodegrades. And when plastic is exposed to light, it breaks down into tiny little particles. And so what happens is those tiny little particles gets into our food chain. And then we're eating little particles of plastic. So next time you're eating sushi, you can think about you're eating tiny little pieces of plastic. Because recently, there's been a study that 90% of all sea salt that has been tested, recent studies showed that 90% of sea salt contained microplastics. So it is endless. So what can we do to stop this? We got to be mindful and we got to focus on reusable products. So what I wanted to show you is also that's happening is, you can Google this, it's the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Okay? And you see that there. There we go, Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Bottom line is, Google this and you can see the huge plastic waste dump site in the Ocean Pacific that's twice the size of the United States. It's otherwise known as plastic soup. Bottom line is, 80% of plastic bottles are never recycled, and every second there's 1,500 plastic bottles that end up in landfills. So we literally are killing our environment by buying plastic and using plastic bottles. Each one can do their own part. And so the only way that we can save our environment is to become aware of how bad it's hurting our environment. So we have over 30 Harvard studies show that 32% of all plastic ends up as litter that's like taking a dump truck of plastic containers and dumping them every second into our oceans. And it's just out of control. So we have an environmental issue, but we also have health issue. The health issue is that all our plastic in America is filled with a chemical, and the chemical is called bisphenol A, and it's abbreviated as BPA. B is in boy, P is in Paul, A is in apple. So the amounts of BPA are leaching from polybicarbonate containers, and they're leaching into our foods and our liquids. So what's so bad about bisphenol A chemical? The BPA harmful results. New York Times shared tests that the BPA that has come from animal studies shows that animals exposed to BPA through injection of food or liquid showed prostate tissue, suggesting prostate cancer, and in female animals exposed appeared to accelerate puberty. The bisphenol A chemical is an endocrine disruptor in our hormones, and the bisphenol A chemical is killing us as well as the plastic that's killing our environment. So another statistic that I can share with you is that the National Geographic reports that the trends say that by 2050 there will be 12 billion metrotons of plastic in our landfills. That's 35,000 times as heavy as the Empire State Building. It's a terrible amount of plastic to force on our planet Earth, especially when it can be avoided. And luckily, with an H2O water machine in your home, you can be a part of the solution. You can create a healthy H2O, hydrogen-rich water that tastes and costs pennies on the gallon. And by adding the benefit of drinking the H2O, hydrogen-rich water for your health, fighting disease, beautifying and anti-aging, and carrying super healthy, money-saving H2O hydrogen-rich water into your own plastic reusable containers. So you have an option to a one-time, lifetime investment with a hydrogen-rich water machine, one-time investment, and then get yourself some BPA-free plastic, reusable water bottles, so you're not buying these every day, and or glass. I prefer glass, and I use the Kangen Water glass bottle to carry my water in. So now we have an option to know better. We can do better. We can save our environment. We can save our country. We can save our health and not have little plastic, pieces in our body. We can not have bisphenol A chemicals in our system by drinking a healthy, rich Kangen water. So when you know better, you can do better. And I hope this helps you just to be aware that if there's any time you can stop buying plastic and get your own reusable bottles, that is a start. So each one can reach one. So until next time, our episode next week is entitled, What's in Your Water? That's a whole different topic about what's in our municipal water and what's in our plastic bottle. So until then, if you want more information on how you can save money and create water on the pennies with your hydrogen-rich water machine, you can contact me at 937-750-9778. 937-750-9778 or DaytonWaterStore.com. When you know better, you can do better. See you next week.